Welcome to Between Pages and Friends, a book club podcast hosted by Con and Lauren, two besties who read a lot of books, and Jon and Kyle, our supportive gamer husbands who've agreed to read with us.
Yay, we're kicking things off by introducing your hosts. Then we'll talk about our first series, Throne of Glass, and how these episodes will work. So let's start with you, Con.
I am Connor, aka Con. I'm a graphic designer. I'm a mom of two toddler girls, and I'm married to Jon, the Team Resand guy, if you've seen us on Instagram and TikTok. Lauren and I have been best friends since our freshman year of college. And then in 2023, we started this tiny little Bookstagram account where we could share our unhinged texts about our books, talk about our current reads, share memes, and find a community of other book lovers.
Hey, I'm Lauren. I am a high school music teacher. I'm a mother of two girls, Emma and Faye, and I am married to Kyle. I've been an avid reader for most of my life, but it wasn't until 2020 that I started reading adult books and adult fantasy. In 2022, I convinced Con to start reading with me, and here we are. A year and a half later, an ever-growing account on TikTok and Instagram, a merch store, and now we're here with you with a podcast.
Hey, I'm Jon, husband of Con. I'm a marketing copywriter and avid gamer. But last year, Con got me hooked on Sarah J Maas books. Her videos of my ACOTAR reactions went viral, and we've had approximately 87 million questions about us reading Throne of Glass, probably the top comment that we get on all of our videos, which brings us to this podcast. Yes, I already have read Throne of Glass, but we are very excited to guide Lauren and Kyle through first read of the series and capture their reactions in these episodes.
And I'm Kyle. I'm married to Lauren, went to college with her and Connor. I'm a gamer, D&D enthusiast, amateur baker. I used to read a lot, but fell off a long time ago after hearing and seeing Lauren's reactions and excitements about the book she's been reading with Connor. I was convinced to get back into the hobby. Throne of Glass will be my first SJM series, and although I've seen it all over TikTok, I've tried my best to avoid spoilers, so it'll still be pretty fresh for me, and I can't wait to get started.
So as we mentioned before, we will be starting with the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J Maas. Since this will be mine and Kyle's first time reading through the series, this will be a safe place to read along with us. We are a book club podcast, so meaning these discussions will only discuss this series up to the designated point that we have also read. Jon and Con will be rereading along with us, so all four of us will be discussing the books together as we go. Each episode will include the pronunciation guide, chapter recaps, initial reactions and discussions for me and Kyle, some reflection questions, theories, and just our favorite moments of the book so far.
So let's talk about our first series, Throne of Glass. We're going to give a brief overview and talk about kind of how these episodes will work. So Throne of Glass by Sarah J Maas is, oh, that rhymes.
She did it on purpose.
She did. She totally did it on purpose.
She doesn't do anything without some sneaky purpose behind it.
So true. Throne of Glass is an 8-book fantasy series by Sarah J Maas about a teenage assassin named Selena. She lives in a corrupt kingdom and is working to gain her own freedom. The first 5 books in this series are categorized as young adult, so it's more fantasy focused, whereas if you've read A Court of Thorns and Roses, that's a bit more romance focused and it's all new adult. The last 3 books in the series are new adult, but the first 5 are young adult. So it's an easier read overall. It really helps you ease into this like incredible world building and, in my opinion, unparalleled character development of Sarah J Maas.
I'm here to give a content warning. Even though these are YA books, it's a series about an assassin. While we're all parents of young kids and try to maintain family-friendly language, we will be discussing some themes that may not be quite fitting for little listening ears. But that being said, let's get into the reading order.
Yes, the reading order. So the internet has a lot of opinions on the reading order for Throne of Glass, so let alone the whole Maasverse. Throne of Glass is a great place to start if you haven't read any Sarah J Maas books. We're going to read it in the Sarah J Maas sanctioned order, which means we will be reading The Assassin's Blade third. But we'll only spend, an episode or 2 talking through it. But that said, if you do prefer to read in chronological order, you do want to read The Assassin's Blade first. We won't judge, but just know that that's how we'll be going through the reading order. We'll also be doing the tandem read for Empire of Storms and Tower of Dawn, which means we'll just be reading them together like one big book. So these 2 books, they take place at the same time, but on 2 different continents. So reading them together gives you all of the events in chronological order. It's not necessary to read them this way. You won't miss anything by reading them separately, but we do highly recommend this. It builds the full story incredibly well, leads up to the final book. And we even have our own tandem reading guide designed for Instagram stories. You can find those on the Between Pages and Friends Instagram highlights. And we are working on creating bookmarks to match for those as well.
Speaking of Instagram, be sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok for all of our posts and updates. We will be uploading our podcast episodes on YouTube, so make sure that you're subscribed there as well. And you can check out our other videos. If you want bonus content, early access to episodes, or just a really incredible community of book lovers, we have live events, merch discounts, and more. You should check out our Patreon. We love our Patreon members and have so much fun getting to know you all.
If you're as excited for this podcast as we are, the best thing you can do is rate it, review it, subscribe, tell your friends, play it loudly with the windows down as you drive. If you know someone who's reading Throne of Glass for the first time like us, or if you have that one friend who's been hounding you to read it for months like Jon and Kyle have to us, please share this with them so they can read along and or live vicariously through our first read.
And as always, thank you so much for being here and for reading with us. We are so excited to dive into the series with you, and we are so grateful for your support. This is the dream job that we never knew that we had, and you all continually blow us away with all the love and the hype and the support you bring to our community. We will see you in episode 1.
Yay, bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Toodles.
Bye-bye now.